Welcome to the Missionary Hut, a program that looks at the latest sustainable development ideas. I'm Lara and I'm on a gap year program with the NGO Hands on Help for the Poor. I'm based out here in the Missionary Hut. This episode is about taking positive action to help farmers in countries at high risk of flooding. Floating gardens are the latest way for people living in flood zones to really embrace their situation and make the most of their environment. New, innovative, sustainable rafts carrying mini farms mean that food will never be a problem in flooded areas. People will no longer need the horrific dams that destroy biodiversity or unsustainable structural developments to prevent flooding, nor will they need expensive technologies to provide flood warnings. With these cheap floating gardens, a surprise flood can be a pleasure. Back in the UK, a sustainable living advice group are going to show us how we can all make a floating Garden of Eden.
Hello and welcome to Sustainable Living Made Easy with me, your host, the Sustainable Living Advice Guru, otherwise known as a slag. Now today we're going to make a beautiful floating garden, a perfect and grand solution for monsoon affected areas. Now flooded villagers need only hop into their boats or even just jump into the water to harvest their floating farms with ease. This is a truly Robinson Crusoe solution and it's so satisfying. And let's not forget, when you're near water, it's always so therapeutic and it takes you back to the womb. Okay, so now to make your floating farm, what you need is you'll need some dry sticks. I've got some here, they're very dry, just with a touch of force you can break them, lovely. I've also got some reeds, I got this from a swamp nearby. You'll also need some string, I've got some here, organic string of course. I've also got some compost, or you can use some soil. You also need some floating pads to make your garden float. Now I've got some old armbands here, you can use recycled buoys from boats, or in Bangladesh for example, where you might not have those, you can use old tyres, anything that floats really. You'll also need some chicken pellets, I've got some here. Now that's a very good natural fertiliser. Another excellent natural fertiliser is cow dung. If you've got some, use it, why not? If you've got some cows nearby, go and get yourself some cow dung and use it. You'll also need some other stuff like some scissors. Of course, you'll need your seeds. I've got some bean seeds over here. And I always like to furnish my stuff with a little bit of nice things, like I've got incense sticks over here, which I'm going to use at the end. I'm going to show you how I'll use them. You might want to do the same. And as I always say on this program, please don't forget your health and safety. Some protective glasses, because you don't want chicken pellets in your eyes. Trust me, not pleasant. And a helmet, just in case you whack yourself with one of the sticks from your very own garden. Now, to make your floating farm, you take your sticks, and with these sticks, I'm going to weave myself a raft. So that's the first thing you need to do. You just get some sticks. It's really just a crisscross contraption that you need to make. And then I'm going to go across, and when you need to break them to size, you just go like that. Really easy. Once you've got your base, you fasten it together with some floating armbands. And here's one I made earlier just to show you how it looks when it's done. But what I'm going to do with my base, I'm going to put my lily leaves on here just to secure the base and make it all nice and natural at the same time. Now of course these are arum lilies from my garden, but you can also get these from your local swamp if you have one nearby, or from B&Q. Okay, I'm going to add some reeds on there to give it more security. Remember, this is all natural, so there's no such thing as too much. Nature, natural, good. There we go. I think it's ready now for the soil. You do need quite a bit of soil because of course you need your seeds to grow into wonderful plants. I really love the feel of the earth. Just that touch of mummy nature always makes one's heart quite content. Right, now I'm going to get my chicken pellets and sprinkle them over the soil. Once you've layered your floating garden with the soil and the chicken pellets on top, I would recommend you just give it one more layer of soil. Okay, now I've prepared my floating Garden of Eden, my mini farm. Oh, I can really smell the chicken manure. Oh, that's so good. You're just going to sprinkle your seeds on top of here. You only need a little bit, and you'll notice that it flowers into a big giant garden just like this and like that. And here you go, a floating Garden of Eden. You'll have one of these in no time. Brilliant, huh? Okay, I'm just going to pop a few of my incense sticks onto here to amplify nature's smell. Just light those. I'm going to pop this into a pond and we can see how it goes. Here I am by my lovely water pond in my garden. I'm going to pop this in. Just imagine when there are floods and whole families lose their homes and go hungry. With this, you have the solution. They needn't go hungry anymore. Well, that's it from me for this time and from my lovely floating Garden of Eden.